All right, what I got here is a Eibar Pinfire 9mm pistol. It's a Spanish Eibar, and on it, it has what's the leftovers. I don't know if you can see that or not, but hopefully you can. The leftovers of an ELG proof mark, which puts this thing about 1860s, 1870s at the latest. I don't remember where I got this from, but I do have quite a few Pinfires, and I do load for them and shoot them. I'll just give you a description of how I load in a minute. I created a 35-40 minute video on very detailed info on how to reload Pinfire, and YouTube had an allergic reaction to it. They pulled the video down, said I was engaging in ammunition manufacturing. It wasn't reloading as I tried to explain to them is what it was. All I can say is YouTube is definitely at the forefront of preventing gangland warfare with Pinfire pistols. So I do appreciate that. This particular pistol, like I said, 1860s, 1870s, it's got a weak return spring on it. If you hold it forward, it will cock and it will fire. It's a single action, which also dates it to about the 1860s. And it seems to work pretty good. That return spring is weak. I just don't have the ability to fix the return spring on it, and I've got plenty of display guns, so I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. Overall, it seems to be in pretty good shape. The original bluing is still about 50% on the cylinder. The rest of it's worn out. Grips seem to be in pretty good condition. No deep gouges, scratch marks. There are no markings remaining on this particular pistol other than right there you can see Eibar, which is Spain, and the ELG proof mark, which was discontinued, I believe around the late 1870s. Like I said, this one's 1860s, 1870s at the latest. It is a 9mm. And I've never shot this one because I don't shoot guns that aren't 100% functional, and just a little bit iffy on the return spring. Other than that, it seems to be pretty good. The lockup's pretty tight on it. Lockup's tight. All right, let me talk a little bit about how I reload these. Like I said, I made a very detailed video. There are two ways that I do it. When I first started doing it for 9mm, I have Pinfires in 11, 7, and even 5mm Pinfires. But for these 9mm, you can take just a regular old 9mm spent case, like from here. You get one of those little $20 chop saws from Harbor Freight, and you cut it right at the ring, right there, right at the neck ring. You then JB weld the primer hole. It's not that hard with a little small drill press. You put your little Pinfire hole in it. And let me see if I can get one of these little pins up here and I'll show you. Let's take a little piece of pin, you put it in there, and it works really well. These do work, but I found a cleaner solution. I had a buddy of mine worked at a machine shop, just take a piece of brass rod, turn it down, hollowed it out for me. Man, it is a clean looking little bullet. You come through, and what I do is I use number 11 percussion caps. You get them down in there. I don't know if you can see that percussion cap in there or not, but it does work pretty well. Fill it up with black powder, a black powder substitute. I just use these bullets that I bought online for, you can specify. I found a place years ago. I had 1,000 of them made, which to me is a lifetime supply of 9mm Pinfire. But I do have this to show you here. As you can see. It's at 352, as you can see, which is 9mm on the heeled. It is a heeled bullet. I can't really go into any more detail. I don't want to, trigger the manufacturing the ammo manufacturing people over there at YouTube. So I'll leave it at that. create this right here, which is not hard if you're mechanically inclined. Fill it up with black powder or black powder substitute. Drop the bullet in, and you've got a fireable bullet for a bullet that probably hasn't been manufactured in over 125 years. We're actually going to shoot off a cap in one of these. Let's see if it works. Keep in mind, I have never shot this one, so we're going to do it right. All right, now that I got it in there, you can see the pin fire sticking up. It is in the fired position. I've just got a brass case and a primer. There are no black powder, no projectile in it. This is probably the first time in, I don't know, 125, 130 years, maybe this thing's gonna actually make a popping noise. Let's see what happens here. As you can see, you can reload pinfire ammo. Open up the little gate here. Let's rotate it around. Oh, cool. Probably the first smoke to come out of this bad boy in 130 years. Let's push it out. Let's see if we can get it going here. Ejection. I don't know, maybe my ejector rod's not working right. There it is. Works perfect. Waking up after 130 years, it's a little sleepy. All in all, it's pretty cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I may throw it up on Gunbroker or sell it for a parts gun. It looks like it may have a handspring issue as well. That is the major problem with all of these old antique guns, is the springs go out in them. They're perfectly mechanically sound. So, you know, find some springs, put some springs in a few of these old guns. They work great. Generally, that's what's wrong with a lot of these suicide specials and these 32 rimfires and stuff I come across. Well, thank you very much for looking at this. I thought this would be an interesting little deal. Recap on the 9mm Pinfire load. Whether you use a 9mm and cut it off yourself or you have one made, put a pin in it. Number 11 percussion caps, black powder substitute, 9mm healed bullet. I know that 38 long Colts will work in this also, so there you go. Hey, thanks for looking. Please hit the like or the subscribe. It really helps me out with YouTube algorithms, and I'll be back with more guns at a later time and date. Thank you.